And now we begin with the Central African Republic, CAR, where UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is expected to arrive in the Central African Republic later today to visit the 12,500 UN peacekeepers in the country. Guterres' visit comes at a time when violence between Muslim and Christian militias has intensified in the past few months in the CAR.
En effet, Jerry, les casques bleus ne sont toujours pas parvenus.
Yes, indeed, Jerry. The UN peacekeeping force has struggled to staunch 4 years of fighting between a variety of militias, displaced roughly a quarter of the country's 4.5 million residents. Africanews' Amelnga tells us more on the situation in the Central African Republic and takes a look into what the visit of the UN Secretary General
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres arrived in the Central African Republic on Tuesday as violence between Muslim and Christian militias has intensified in the past few months. The visit is his first to a peacekeeping mission since taking office in January, and it comes in a tense security context. Armed groups and other militias have resumed clashes on large scale in several provinces, including southeast, central and northwest, with hundreds of deaths among civilian populations reported.
One of the media, thank you very much.
The visit again comes at a time when the United Nations faces a precarious financial situation as the United States pushes for cost-cutting measures in peacekeeping. The UN has maintained some 12,500 troops and police on the ground in the Central African Republic since September 2014 to help protect civilians and support the government of Faustin Archon Touadéra, who was elected last year. Its mandate expires on November 15, 2017, but is expected to be renewed. CAR has been struggling to recover from a 3-year civil war between the Muslim and Christian militias that started after the 2013 overthrow of leader François Bozizé. Between 2013 and 2016, acting under a UN mandate, France intervened militarily to push the Muslim Seleka rebels, and the United Nations launched its peacekeeping mission in 2014, but the country remains plagued by violence. Since the beginning of the year, 12 aid workers and 12 peacekeepers have also been killed, 6 peacekeepers alone in Bangassou, where Guterres is expected to make a stop.
Now, one of the cities Mr. Guterres is expected to visit, as told there in that report, is Bangassou, which has recently been affected by a resurgence of violence between armed groups. And there we go now, where we have on the line with us a Central African MP, Serge Singa. Bonjour, Monsieur Serge. How is Bangassou, and what is the current situation of the conflict there as of today?
Bangassou, for the moment, is going a little well because, contrary to Pombolo, Akembe, a small situation, is stabilized in Bangassou. But, as I say, it is somewhat the principle of communicating vessels. That is to say, when it comes down Bangassou, it breaks down in Pombolo or in Kembe. So there's really a need to find a global solution to everything that happens in the Central African Republic. It is a war predation. There are people who want to take advantage of the wealth of this country. And so, it is this war predation that makes the armed bands forge alliances, and according to their interests of the moment, they take hostages population civilians who suffer from these alliances, and there is no question of confessional conflict at all.
Today, what comes to the mind when we talk of the Central African Republic as the CAR is chaos, and one that has continued unabated despite a dozen of international interventions in the country.
You know, there's someone who wrote a book about the curse of natural resources. When you have resources, it attracts all predators. When you do not have a national army to help you protect your territory, it is a drama of the Central African Republic today. I think that in order to solve this problem, it is necessary first that Central Africans get along. When I say Central Africans, with a big C, that is, Muslims and Christian animists, everyone must agree to say we have no interest in divide, for no reasons. We can bring all the forces of the world, but as long as the Central Africans will not be reunited in peace and do not say we will fight the predators, we will not have peace. The second thing is that the MINUSCA, until proven otherwise, is not up to the challenge. They have problems of intelligence. They have always make the doctors who arrive after the death of the patient. They have a difficulty of anticipation of the events. We cannot really fight these armies successfully in this country if we do not have an intelligence force, if we do not have an adequate intelligence system that can anticipate events. Today, you put anybody to the presidency of the Republic without army, without any equipped defense forces, he will not be able to do anything with MINUSCA we have. He will not be able to do anything.
Il ne pourra rien faire avec cette MINUSCA que nous avons. Merci à vous, Serge Singa. Serge Singa, qui est donc
Thank you, Serge Singa. That was the deputy of Bangassou, and as you have just heard, he criticized the MINUSCA, the United Nations mission in CAR, which does not do enough to protect the civilian population, and an opinion that is not shared with the head of the MINUSCA, Parfait Onanga. I propose you listen to his answer when our Africanews correspondent in New York asked him a few days ago what MINUSCA had to do to be more effective.
Non, disons ceci, la mission est efficace. S'il n'y avait pas, la question qu'il faut se poser, c'est que serait la Centrafrique aujourd'hui s'il n'y avait pas la MINUSCA? C'est la vraie question qu'il faut se poser. Maintenant,
let's say this. If we had to ask a question on its effectiveness, it would be to how the Central African Republic looked like today in the absence of the UN mission. Now we all recognize that this is not enough. This is not enough because the violence is not over. We all recognize that the efforts are not enough because those who engage in these acts of violence and who afflict the civilian population use it as an opportunity to make their daily bread daily, and that is deplorable. Now we're not at war in the Central African Republic. We are a peacekeeping force. We are obviously faced with actors on the ground who have no faith or law and have been attacked. As you know, peacekeepers and humanitarian actors. So we face a threat that is almost asymmetrical. This demands that we can precisely equip ourselves to be able to at least carry out fundamental mission in protecting the civilian population. This is not enough. The question of the Central African crisis will have to be resolved by a series of measures which will obviously be military because in the face of violence, we must respond with sufficient military pressure. That is what we do. But we also have to engage citizens politically. We welcome the steps taken by the government to put in place a disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration program. All this has begun. All this remains slow. And yes, and especially that the Central Africans are wondering about the root causes of their conflict. We have to work hard to ensure that reconciliation becomes effective and after peace. I also salute the establishment of a Justice and Reconciliation Commission. Therefore, all these measures will help in restoring peace and stability. But I must admit here that in a situation where the state is not present and or where the absence of the state is filled by armed groups, and even sometimes by armed communities, I will say here, it was necessary for us to be present here. The UN mission in the Central African Republic is working hard, and we are doing just that in order to achieve peace and stability.
La MINUSCA est à pied d'œuvre et nous faisons tout justement pour parvenir à rétablir la paix et la stabilité.